Welcome back, everybody. This is a fairly short game, so I do not mind doing immediate consecutive releases. Especially for
I
a
don't know if I
gorgeous
should
game.
even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Dude, I love scenes like this.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Thank you, little lights, for guiding my way.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Dude, I would love to have a house like this. Now we're gonna have to make our way up, huh?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. Three
Dude,
of the
that's a
gerbils
lot.
were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Lucy, Daisy, Charlie, Tucker, Coco, Zoe. Unnamed ones in the back. Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Whoa, Bailey. Shotzi, Shadow, Oliver, Bob, and Christopher. There's something about animals having, like, more human-esque names, like Bob. Who names your pet Bob?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
It's a nice looking cemetery, though. Everyone's got their own custom, unique topper representing them. Barbara. Walter. See, look how cool that is. Oh. Edie with the books and the knowledge. Sven, the curator. Calvin, the astronaut. And Molly.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
That's a pretty solid monument, though.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I mean, I would be surprised. Like, how is it still out there? That would have certainly rotted by now, yeah? Head back up.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory, Sam, and Gus. Milton, Sanjay.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Yeah, some curse, dude.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, not the safest idea while you're preggo to be walking across limbs like this. I mean, I'm surprised because it gets thinner and thinner at the end. You'd think it would bend or something. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. Nice little fire pit. What is... Oh, these like custom-made birdhouses. That's cool. Nice view, though. Why would you have bars on your windows? Or at least way up here.
They were both pretty intense.
A hunter, huh?
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Let's see what his story's about.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime. Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the... Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Look around. What can we take a picture of? Oh, it's just light.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Hello, little bird. Try to go for the best shot here. Gotcha.
Aw.
Looking around. Oh, if I remember right, I have to find specific things to carry on the story. Taking pictures.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh, it's blurry. I can't see anything.
Nothing quite
Ah.
like being outside.
Hey! Hello.
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Oh,
Last time I was with my brother Cal.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
majestic shot.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Dude, you got crazy reflexes.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
No. Oh, I'm controlling him. I have to get him up there.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Then, right there. Gotta get there in time.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh. What a horrible memory.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
I could see why she fears the curse, though. I mean, just losing everybody in your family like that. Take a look around real quick before we move on over there.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Seems he didn't want to fear the curse. He wanted to experience life. Anything else? I suppose not. We just gonna leave that door open? Oh man. Dude, that's so pretty.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
So this is your mother's room with her brothers. Little Gregory. He was just a baby. Hold on. If you guys... Whoa, wait, no. If you guys want to pause it so you can read all that for yourselves, I'll hold that still for a second, right there. And then flip.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Fly. What can I do? I'm trying to Whoa, there we go. Boing. I will give you a little secret.
Over, Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Anyways, little secret.
Hello?
If you knock off the little
Ma'am, I
magnets
told you I don't
on
want
each
to
of
right
these,
now.
you'll get a trophy.
I wonder what he saw.
But, I mean, I already got the trophy.
What his world was like.
Last one. Ooh, missed it. Oh. It won't let me get it. Gotcha. Now for the last duck.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
It's a really sad story, dude.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Dude, that's horrible. Seems Sam tried to keep him in order, keep him out of trouble so this wouldn't
I
happen.
can't imagine
but
my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
So we're just collecting everything, huh?
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
I now
remembered.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh, down here. Big storm brewing.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Whoosh. Whoa.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
A lot of tragic ends to the members of this family.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Then moving on up then, huh? Duties.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
I mean, it's a pretty cool way to get up to a room, you know? So this is your mom's room.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
That was a pretty sweet setup.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Aww. Anything else? So we move on?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Oh. So there is some damage at the house.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Louis, Milton, Edith.
And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a
Homeschooling.
while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last.
Can we explore a little bit? Eh. Louis rules. Whoa.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Dude, what a sick room. And it just keeps going up. I would love to have a room like this when I was a kid. Or it would have, I should say. I mean, look at this, dude. Yeah, he was an artist. I would so love this room. I would love this room now. I would make this my studio area for recording. That'd be so amazing. Look at this view. I hope someone out there actually does something or has done something like this, because this is just breathtaking, really.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
I remember I used to do things like this. It would take hours, but always fun. Oh, is that door that we saw down there? That's that, huh?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
That's unfortunate, though. So young. Especially, I mean, even that baby that we, Gregory. This family has a pretty bad history with its disappearances and deaths.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
You can see the footprints. Nothing behind, though.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
What could he have found, though? He had his own cool little castle. Oh. That's unfortunate. Gonna have to move around. Back from whence I came. Oh man, I so badly would love a room like this. And so we push up. Onwards.
Mom
Higher
definitely
up into the
blamed
house.
Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Louis,
After
he's
he
your
graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room.
eldest brother.
Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Dude, you got a boat room. Dude, that's super sick. Or airplane, I should say. Maybe. I don't know. Looks like a boat.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
420 blaze it, bruh. Yeah, it's a boat. Duh. Why would I think that was an airplane? Looks like a cross between an N64 and a PlayStation.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, gotta grab it.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
I have to control both of these at the same time.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
It's really having you get placed in his shoes because you have to focus on this,
Imagining a labyrinth,
but while continuing
feel his way about.
monotonous job.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Hey, you
I
could lose an
spoke
arm
with his
doing this.
boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Hello, little doggy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
It's like we're playing
Then he
RuneScape
made
up in here.
musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
There we go.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
I was like Mario.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Taking over
Conquer
one
a
town.
city, then immediately push on.
Gotta rule the world.
New Louisville.
Whoa, coming in strong right there. Gotta move around.
St. Louis.
Don't want to crash our
He
boat.
started drifting away from our reality.
Well, it makes sense. This seems way better than
Minneapolis.
chopping fish.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
So I guess we're just dealing with the mental disorder here, or not wanting to deal with reality.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Now we're going forward, I guess. A
Handsome
handsome
queen.
queen. It's turning into a choose your story type game now.
The queen was on her own quest for
Oh, we're already on serpent, so
sinister
Oof.
serpents.
whoa, gotta avoid those.
He followed the sound of her
knocked it over. We'll do a silver harp, I guess.
Silver harp.
Next fish, please.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Whoa. There's a lot of fish.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Open.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
A god king?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
This is getting kind of dark.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Do we have to find our locker, or... Oh, hello. That's
Began
not
to
there.
forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh, dude.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
He's so out of it.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Yo,
The
look at that,
palace
we
would
made
be
it.
packed with his companions.
Oh, that's a little eerie, though. Nobody's got faces. Hello, dude.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Calico? As in cat? Hello, thank you.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That is so sad. It's just kind of unfortunate to hear about it in a situation like that. I
My
mean,
brother was
I've
really
been
cool.
there.
I wish you could have met him.
But for me, I was able to find some happiness, and I just kind of latched onto that. Like, making these videos and whatnot, like, have been keeping me in a really great place. I love making these videos, But definitely, if you're ever feeling something like that, don't be afraid to reach out. I think this is where we're going to leave this episode off. Gonna move on up and see our mother's story. So, thank you all for watching, and have a good day. Or night.